Are you a professional pillow fighter? Or a 9-to-5 low-cost time travel agent? Or maybe real estate sales on Mars is your profession? It doesn't matter. Whatever it is you do, however complex or intricate, Monday.com can help you organize, orchestrate, and make it more efficient. Monday.com is the one centralized platform for everything work-related. And with Monday.com, work is just easier. Monday.com, for whatever you run. Go to Monday.com to learn more.
Well, I don't see the point in waiting any longer. So let's bring her out. The star attraction, the one you came to see. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Miss Judy Gold.
Hello, everyone. Hi, it's me. It's Judy Gold, and welcome to Kill Me Now, live from Provincetown. Well, not live, but we're live-ish.
Yeah.
Live-ish. I'm in Provincetown. I'm working here at the Ford House, also known as the Art House, Thursdays and Fridays all summer. And I'm writing my book here. And I go back. I go back to New York, every 10 days to check on my children. And
Your wife?
no, she comes here.
Oh, never mind.
And we're not married
I didn't think
legally.
of that. Me neither.
Yeah, she comes back and forth. We play tennis. It's very, hashtag grateful, the thing I hate the most. I fucking hate when people do. Hashtag grateful.
I'm blessed.
Wait, I gotta
Shut
lower
it
you.
up. Oh, and I've been.
Now, I'm gonna give you the history of today's guest. So, we've known each other forever, but I really wanted her on the podcast, and she lives in California. So over in October, when we were both in Provincetown for Women's Week, which is, it's in October, and if you ever want to feel thin and beautiful, come here for Women's Week. I'm like Karen Carpenter here during Women's Week. Okay.
You're still tall.
Yeah, I'm tall,
Just
but
saying.
I just, whatever. Anyway, it's WMY. Anyway, the point is, we recorded on my computer because I had bought all these new microphones and I thought I knew what the fuck I was doing. So we recorded this amazing podcast and I sent it to the producer and they were like, we can't hear a fucking thing and there's a buzz noise. And I'm like, fuck. I guess I got to buy that high-priced podcast equipment. So I did because of this guest, because we had such a great interview. And then boom.
I've known you like nearly 30 years. I think that's the first time you complimented me.
That's so not
really
true.
lovely.
That is so not true. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to introduce you now to our guest this week. She's one of a kind. Really? Don't you think you're one of a kind? Oh, whatever. Shut the fuck up. Ladies and gentlemen, the most hilarious, tatted.
Oh, I'm not the most though. I got
No,
a
you
couple
have
of
good ones.
Wussy white girl tattoos.
And just an icon in the mostly L, but LGBTQ.
Quite a
Little
bit of
G,
B, quite a bit of B.
lot of B community.
And
Ladies
I
and
used to do well with the tea.
yeah, the T. What happened with the T?
Nothing. I just
Oh,
like
all right.
the-
Ladies and gentlemen, Suzanne Westenhoefer is here. Woo! And I'm not going to ring the bell because she's not a Jew. But you do have like a
Excuse me,
German.
I'm nearly 2% Jewish.
Oh, okay.
Ashkenazi Jew.
Really? Wait, ready?
Got my DNA.
Ready?
Oh.
Okay, there it is.
Wow.
That's your little Suzanne.
I'm from Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. You know how excited I was to find
I
out you
know.
had like a
I know.
2.9%?
Were you happy? Some people are
Yes.
probably not happy.
Oh, no, they're ridiculous. I was thrilled. I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Really?
I totally did. I found out amazing things when I did my DNA.
What'd you find out?
Not German.
You're not
Look at my
German,
face. I
but
know.
you thought you were German.
You don't understand. I didn't just think I was German. On both sides of my family, I have people who for years have traced back the stuff to Germany. Both sides of my family go back to Baden-Baden, Germany, right?
Baden.
And I'm from Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. My
Right.
last name is Westenhoefer. Everything I've ever done or said or whatever, it's always, everybody, you're
Right.
German, Mercedes, Farfignugan, you know what I mean?
Hitler.
And, right? I called myself a Nazi.
Right.
I get my DNA back. I'm Scandinavian.
Wow.
Who knew?
Did that surprise your family?
Everyone, because my half sister, so we share a dad.
Right.
She's like 60% German. What's going on?
I don't know if you share a dad.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm not sure that you share a dad. There is something. Oh, sorry.
I love that
anyway,
song. No, I love that song.
Isn't that a good
Yeah,
song?
it's a good song.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I love Suzanne. Suzanne is a pioneer of sorts.
Except I don't have a wagon.
She has no wagon, but she. You can say she did a lot of firsts as far as being an out
kinda, yeah.
lesbo comic. But we're gonna go back because, as you know, I enjoy everything about people's childhood. I like to know what makes people tick. And Suzanne has a fucking amazing story, which you could have heard last time I recorded, but it would have sounded like this. So, Suzanne, you're from Pennsylvania.
I am,
born
Lancaster
in
County.
Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. Born to a mother and a father.
Yes, both not happily, married. They had 2 other daughters.
Right. They had 2.
But
You're the
yeah,
youngest,
I'm the
right?
babe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because comedians are usually.
Isn't that true?
So there's 3 girls, and your mother and your father, who had a fantastic marriage.
I'm
correct?
sure.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So you were actually born in Columbia,
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. You grew up
Amish
around the
country.
Amish.
Yeah, I did.
Were you friends with any of the Amish?
My mom was a receptionist, not assistants.
Yeah.
My mom was a doctor for doctors that knew Amish families, so I got to meet Amish kids and Amish families. But you don't normally because they don't in Lancaster County.
Do they not go to the doctor?
They don't go to our doctors. No, not at all. They don't go. They don't have any. They're
So
old
they
order
go to
in Lancaster. They don't
doctors.
have anything to do with us.
Okay, so if an Amish person goes to the doctor and they can't use electricity, like how do you?
They don't
what,
go to the doctors.
What about your like if you have a fucking tooth that needs to be?
They yank it out themselves, or they have their own, as if it's 200-300 years ago. They have like a guy
Okay,
in the.
why?
I don't
Why?
know.
I mean, I
something
love-
about it has to be in the Old Testament.
I know. I can't. Like I can't. There's
It's stupid and weird.
And don't you think a lot of them want to just run away?
Yes, I do. I think when they do that, that's why when they do Rumspringa,
Right.
they keep losing
Right,
a handful
people.
every time. And
How long is
why don't they look
Rumspringa?
at that and go? I think it's a year you're allowed to do it, but I think I'm not sure that's.
And you just
exactly
go in the
right.
real world.
Yep.
Don't know what the
When
fuck
I worked
you're doing.
at the Woolworths,
Oh my God. I had to just do
I know,
that
but you
because
don't know, but
every
it could
Jew.
be, right?
Yeah.
there was a gal who was on Rumspringa. She would come to the work in the bonnet and the black outfit and the whole night, no makeup, the
Right.
whole thing. And we had these little like locker thingies on the side, and she would take all that off and put on it was the 70s, like a cool shirt.
No
and
way.
Yes, and full makeup and just be. She would look.
Was she slutty?
Yes.
Okay, it's too repressed.
It's weird because then I think she went back. She would put
She
all that
did
back
not.
on, and someone would come in a buggy and pick her up.
That's awful.
And what do you do with that?
She's
Like,
gone.
that's
I don't
crazy.
think she's in
She
it.
probably has 9 kids and is living there.
No, she might have gone full back.
think-
Full.
Yeah.
Who the hell knows? All right.
I don't know.
So you
I didn't keep up with her. It seems sad now. And then my dad left. My mom
Okay,
he kicked us
right.
off the farm.
So
Yeah.
you were on a farm.
Well, kind of. Yeah.
Okay. And everything. Did you think everything was fine?
Well, I was 2,
Okay. So you don't fucking remember
Mostly
anything.
I
How
re-
old were
yeah.
your sisters?
4, 6.
4. Oh, nice. They're very.
Oh, and if you back it up 9 months, we're all born on my parents' birthdays.
No way.
Yeah, they only had birthday sex apparently.
Wow.
I mean, that's like 2 almost the 9 months.
Exactly. Okay.
Yes, all 3 of us.
So you're 2, and
Mm-hmm.
what did your father do for a living?
At that time, he worked in. I think he worked in. Well, he's a farmer, a horse,
Right.
trying to be a horse farmer. Wyeth Labs.
Oh,
Wyeth
nice.
is down there.
Was
I
he
think
a
he was
chemist?
factory worker.
Oh, no,
no,
factory
no,
worker.
No.
Oh, sorry, that was Jewish. And so
Our people didn't go to college.
all right, and then your mom.
Was a nothing. She was a housewife. She never thought she would be anything but a housewife and a mom.
Okay, first of all, that's not a nothing.
No, I
That's a hard
agree.
job.
But I mean, there's no
I
job
I hear
title
you.
for
I
it,
hear you.
right?
Yeah. So he leaves when you're 2. Why?
He kicks us out.
Of the
He
house.
finds and we had to move into the little town. That's why I'm in Columbia. He found another woman. But here's the thing I say about
Right.
that. They were married until my father passed like 3 years ago. So like 50 odd years.
The
so
new
they
one?
Were, yes.
Okay.
They were to be together.
Right.
I'm all good with that. I get
So
it.
how old were your parents when they got married?
I'm 18.
oh, well,
Yeah,
duh.
you know, that's
okay.
what people did.
Okay.
They wanted to have sex. You had to get
Right.
married.
So
Idiots.
dumb. So you move where?
into the little town, and we were poor because
Right.
it was the 60s.
So where
and,
did you live? In an
two-
apartment or a house?
No, we had a house. It was 2 blocks from the river, and the closer you are to the river, the poorer you were in that
Right.
town, right? So we were.
It's like the gays, like
Kinda.
the gays are always at some corner away from everyone. Then they make it
But then
really
they make it
nice.
amazing and everybody
then
goes to
everyone's like, oh, I'm
Correct.
coming. Like fucking Provincetown.
Like I was
It's
just gonna say, exactly like
what
B-Town.
happened?
What
I
has
mean,
happened?
I can't just.
And I
oh.
say this all the time. I don't mind straight people ever. I never even think
Right.
about it. And then I get here and I go, "What are you doing here?"
Right. I yell at them when I get on stage. That's my opening thing.
I've done it. Not.
I'm
loud,
like,
but,
look, you have Wellfleet, you have
I know, right? You have the whole freaking
Hyannis,
Cape.
you have Sandwich, you have everything. Why?
You have the whole rest of the United
Right.
States.
I know.
Work it out. You don't have to crawl up the Cape. We do, and we
Right.
made it fabulous. Now you come.
It's annoying. Okay, but we wanted equality, and now look what happened.
I didn't.
Okay,
I never did.
really?
No, I don't like this. I don't want to be part of the mainstream. Boring.
It is pretty boring. Okay, so
I just didn't want him to beat us up or fire us and
right,
stuff.
right.
Yeah,
I
that
just
kind
want
of
equal rights,
quality.
but
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, but then leave me alone.
So it's like the Amish, but except with no, it's not.
I
Okay,
was just saying, I
so
can't
okay, so you move. You're in this like tiny apartment. I
in
mean,
a
the
town. Mm-hmm.
house by the river, tiny town.
9,000
And what does your
people.
mother do for money?
She had to become a secretary. She had to.
She was
quickly
the receptionist
Yeah,
at the. Oh, so that was like her-
doctors.
okay,
Yeah.
and so you
But
went
she
to-
worked 3 jobs most of my life. We were
No way.
poor. But you remember that? I don't know if your mom know if anybody even knew this. In the late 60s, women couldn't
Get
buy
credit-
a house or
or
get a credit
card. Yes.
Correct. So everything you had to pay the money
I know.
for it. And she didn't make it.
Can
She
you
had 3 little
fucking
kids.
believe it? In our lifetime, women couldn't get a
I watched
mortgage.
it happen. My whole life watching
It's
my mom.
fucking-
Or when we lived in this little town, the row homes. When the other families would have barbecues and what
Right,
have you,
right.
my mom was never invited, never coming because in that time period, a single divorcee woman was a threat to all the other women. She might
Right.
take your husband.
Right.
So she had not.
So you
she
were
just
pretty
blew it off.
isolated.
Well, they were. Yeah, she was. She
Yeah,
was. I
she
mean, I
was.
was just an annoying little kid. So
Right, but
I did what I want.
It's really unbelievable.
It's crazy.
And it's like,
affected my mom greatly.
of course. And look, we can't even get a fucking female president or vice president.
Or get the ERA passed. I
Right.
feel like I've been
It's-
working on that since I was 15.
It's ridiculous. So you go to public school
Yes,
and you're a good student.
I was.
Yeah, you were a
was,
really
yeah, I
good
was.
student.
Oh,
But
yeah,
were
I
your
really
sisters?
was.
Were your
Yes,
sisters
yes.
good
They were
students?
like we all graduated on the honor roll. That was my mom's big proud thing. You know what I mean? Because
And you know what
we
was
were
good
from a
about that?
broken home and everything was
Right.
bad. Yeah.
You know what's good about that you were on the honor roll? That they didn't have fucking stickers for the car then.
Oh, my
that,
God, I
my son, I'm proud of my son. You know what?
My mom's so obsessed with her car. I like to think she wouldn't have done it.
No.
She had some pride.
You know what? Here, this is what I think bumper stickers are. Tattoos for cars.
Oh, that's good.
No? Right.
That's good.
It is.
I had tons of them when I had a Beetle.
Oh, I didn't. I hated it.
When I had a Beetle.
Okay.
Not tons, but
Okay. So.
gay stickers so that you knew I was
Oh
gay.
yeah. We had to do that, and then you'd wink when we'd see another person
Right,
with the
yeah.
gay, and you'd be like, "Hey, what's
It's
up?"
like
in the
totally
fu-
queer
yeah,
spotting,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
I see you.
So in grammar school, were you popular? What was your situation?
We were the only people in the town that didn't have both parents.
Right.
Except for one girl who didn't have a mom, but her mom had died. And so everybody
Right.
was like,
So
"Oh."
that's an okay.
Yes, and I was from a broken home. In
Right.
5th grade, the teacher I had, Mrs. Kunkel, I'll never forget it.
Kunkel?
Kunkel. She pulled me up in front. I was talking out loud or
Right.
doing
What?
something because I was. I know, right?
Uh-huh.
And she pulled me up and she made all the kids look at me and she said, "This is what happens when you're from a broken home."
No way. Now today,
Right?
she'd be
Oh,
fucking.
she'd be beaten and fired and imprisoned. But I was 10, 11 years old. What are you in 5th
It's
grade?
just amazing the shit you remember.
What?
You know
Oh,
what I
yeah,
mean?
and I
That
remember
stays
that like
with
it
yeah.
was 4 days ago.
Did you tell your mother?
No, we didn't bring home stuff. Well, my sisters were good too. They never
Right.
caused a problem.
Right.
But because back then, your mom didn't just barge down to school and dust. She would go, well, then you take care of it. Remember?
Oh,
I mean, for us.
That was
oh.
for you. Now I am a Jew.
Oh, a different.
And if I told my mother anything,
right.
she would barge down
Even
and
then?
say, "Oh,
Because you're my age. Wow.
she was her children's advocate."
That's awesome. Sort
Yeah.
of, though, isn't it?
Well, she
I mean,
taught me
it
to
felt protected.
kind of you know. But here's the thing with my mother. She would also like if someone did her wrong at a store or something, like if she went to like Saks Fifth Avenue or Bloomingdale or somewhere or Lord and Taylor or whatever, she would write a fucking letter.
Oh, yeah.
To the like
That's good,
president
though.
of, you know.
I love that.
Yeah, that was her. And here's one of my favorite stories about her, and then we'll move on to you.
I like your mom.
Is that
I like your mom's stories.
Yeah, she. I once got a bad review in my hometown paper, the Star Ledger, for my one-woman show that got a rave review in the New York Times.
Wait, isn't that Jersey?
Yeah.
I didn't realize you were born in Jersey. Go ahead.
Yeah. She called the reviewer because he had his. It was before cell phones and all that.
Oh, yeah.
And
You
she
had to-
called the reviewer and left a message. And I was at a photo shoot, and the Candy, her name was, she did all the PR, and she's like, getting my photo taken. She's like, Judy, come here. And she looks all worried. And I said, what's going on? She said, your mother called the reviewer from the New Jersey Star Ledger, and he is afraid to call her back. She can't just call, you know, people and say, I think I've told the story before, but it's still my favorite. She can't call people, you know, that give you a bad review. And I said, okay, sorry. And then I called my mother. I said, Ma, you can't call the reviewer. And she said, oh, I can't? His phone number is right there. He stated his opinion. I have my opinion, and I'd like him to hear it.
I'm on her side.
I'm on her side.
100%.
I told that,
love it,
that was
yeah.
in the eulogy of her, because I loved her for that. You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
Yeah.
My mom stuck up for me. I don't want you to feel like that. I just like
No.
back then,
I'm saying, you know, a lot of
kids-
people did.
Yeah,
I was
we
the
were not-
exception
Oh,
that
okay,
my
'cause I was gonna
mother.
say, back
So I
then-
ended up not telling her a lot of stuff so that she wouldn't go down there and fucking embarrass
yeah.
me. Yeah.
Oh, I can totally see that. I didn't
Yeah.
think of that part of it.
Yeah, because I was a kid and I didn't want her. She yelled at my sister's Hebrew school, like, you know, during parent teacher, when you could sit in the class, when the parents can sit in the class.
Oh, yeah.
They were being really rude to the rabbi's wife who was teaching this class, and like just rude and awful. And my mother got up in front of the class and said, how dare you treat the you are, and we were already unpopular, but then my sister was just shunned, but she was right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Make another smart choice with Auto Quote Explorer to compare rates from multiple car insurance companies all at once. Try it at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Now, did you have friends, or would kids' parents be like, "Oh, she's from a bad home"?
I did not have much in the way of friends because, I mean, there was a little group of ruffians that I ran with that lived in.
Sorry, that was
I
just
think
my
that
hand.
doesn't seem Jewish to me.
Yeah.
On the block I was, it was all Catholic kids. So every
Right.
family had like 11 kids or 9
Right,
kids. So there was a
right.
ton of kids in the parking lot of the American Legion where we played.
Oh,
You know.
yeah, and
So-
no Jews.
No, I didn't meet a Jewish person until I was 21 years old.
Are you fucking kidding me?
My junior year in college, yo.
Wow.
My first Jew, Irma Levy.
What did you?
She was from outside of Baltimore, Spring.
Oh yeah, Baltimore's very
Yep.
Jewy. And did you have anal sex with her?
No, she was not a lesbian. I didn't have anything with her. I just grilled her about what was it like to be Jewish and what was different. And quite frankly, she had me until she went, I can't have a cheeseburger because they kept kosher.
Yeah, I kept
And I
kosher
went, I'm
too.
out.
Yeah, I kept kosher too. But I've now, my mother's dead, and
You're not answering to her
I'm
anymore.
sorry. The cheeseburger is delicious. Sorry
you.
to everyone.
No, thank you.
But still in my kitchen at home. Anyway, so grammar school, you're the misfit. Then you get to junior high, which is
And junior
fucking
high
shit.
and high school are in the
Yeah.
same building where I went. Where I
Oh,
lived,
so
'cause
you
it's
went there
tiny
for
little-
6
so
years.
The moment you're in 7th grade, you're in high school.
Right.
Right.
And what activities were you in? What what'd you do after school and all that?
I was in the
kind of-
plays. I was in all
You
the
were?
plays, and I started a
What was your
modern
first role?
dance crew.
No way.
Yep. And I started the gymnastics club because we weren't a team.
Oh, so you were an athlete and a scholar?
I wouldn't go to athlete.
Okay.
I just wanted them to have gymnastics and dance because they didn't have anything for girls, and what they had was like softball and basketball, and I was like, ew, so I started. Other
Really?
things. Yeah.
Wow.
I was a little I was a little active and I
You were a
ordered,
big mouth.
I got to sit in till they got a salad bar in the cafeteria because girls were vomiting to keep their weight down. That's when that started in the late 70s.
Right.
Yeah, and so I was like, and I didn't want them to do that.
Let's take a moment for Karen Carpenter. Let's take a moment.
I loved her.
Okay. So I loved her. And that voice, pure. Pure.
There's no one else's.
Right.
Like
and
no one else.
Was a drummer. Was the fucking
No,
drummer.
I remember that. And it was such an excitement thing. We saw her, I don't even remember what TV show it was on. And then all of a sudden they got popular and they pulled
told
her out
her.
in front of the, and I knew it as like a 12-year-old kid. I went, what's going on there?
Right. Yeah. They didn't want her to be butchy drummer.
Right,
I'm
exactly.
Sure, she was probably Liz, don't you think?
Yes,
Or something.
I've
She was
always thought
that
if she had the freedom to,
to be
I
who
absolutely
she
thought that.
Okay, so you don't really get into trouble until when?
Ninth grade.
Ninth grade. So you're perfect.
Nah, I'm a loudmouth.
Yeah, duh. And your sisters are perfect.
They are perfect. They're quiet and sweet. They don't hang out in corners, nothing.
Right. And you're like, did your mother have to get called? Did you get called into the principal's office? Did she have to go down? And
the first time I got in trouble at 2:00 in the morning, the state police came to our house and they took me down to the jail.
how old are you at this time?
14.
Uh-huh.
Oh, almost 15.
Okay.
Because it just got found out that I was sleeping with the guy who was 41 and married who lived across the street.
Yeah.
So it was
That's where I was-
huge deal.
Okay, so everything's fine.
Kinda. Yeah. Until then that was
how did you started having this
sex. I had sex with the guy who lived across the street.
Wait, when did you? Is that the first person you had sex with?
Mm-hmm. Well, I was 14. I don't know when you started, but I thought that was pretty good.
Well, and he was 41, so it was really.
I have dyslexia.
1-4,
which you can see
4-1.
right now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So how did that start? And was he married with kids?
Married with kids that are older than I am.
Okay, wait. Question.
Yes,
Question.
lived across the street.
What did he do for a living? He was in the shitty side of town too, right?
Yeah, but he was some sort of research guy for RCA.
Wow.
So
did
he
they
was
have a
like
nice house?
Nicer than ours.
Okay, and what did the wife do?
Nothing. She sat around and smoked and slept with a lot of other guys in town.
So, and this was just known.
Yeah. She
Okay.
was kind of.
Okay, so.
But I loved her.
You did?
I thought she was magic. And so I was always going over there trying to go, hey, Alice, do you need this? Or I swear to God, I was always trying to yes. And so in order to get her attention, I said, I have a crush on your husband. I didn't, right?
And she said.
And she pushed me toward him. And
so she was on board.
Well, she was sleeping with everybody in the world, and he wasn't supposedly. You know what I mean? And so she pushed, and then guys are idiots. That was not hard.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, so
I was 14 with the boobs and the body and stuff of a 20-year-old
But did you
girl,
know? You knew you were a leslie.
No.
You had no idea. See, I'm of this. I knew when I was like
my
3.
girl. Like Jay. Yeah.
Yeah. I
knew.
was like, something's different.
Something's
and then,
different.
Yeah.
That's what she says.
Okay. So you start.
See,
who made the I need to know this. I think my listeners who I love also need to know exactly how this fucking started. You go over, you're visiting Alice, your mother's working, you're like, hey Alice, la, 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 I love your husband.
And I just I'm trying.
Did you go on a date? No. What happened?
No, because we met. We were sleeping in the armory and up in their attic, and you couldn't. It's not
okay,
like
so
we
the
could
first
be
time,
completely out.
tell me the first time.
In the attic of their house.
How did he bring you? Did you know you were going to the attic to fuck?
We'd been making out, I'm thinking, for like 2 weeks or something like that.
Ew, did you get excited or?
I don't remember. Here's what it was. I don't know if you had this, because when I was 11 and 12 and all of a sudden got boobs, and I'm a blonde, blue-eyed girl,
right?
Men started to pay attention to me,
right, of
and I
course.
immediately knew the power of it.
Right.
So I was a huge flirt because I could get men to do
use
stuff.
it, yeah.
Right? And
I'll tell you that.
That's what I was doing to him, basically.
That didn't happen to me because I was 6 feet, 13.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. So, and not blonde. Okay, you forgot. Okay,
yeah.
Okay,
it's a thing, and I used it. I didn't realize.
But was she? Was she in the house when you were making out? with him?
No. We had to. I think I came over to like make out with him or be. We
But
used
like,
to
how
lay
did it
around
start?
and do stuff.
You went over and said, "Hey, what's it? What can I know his first name?"
Don.
Don.
It was. I just totally forgot for an eighth of a second. Did you see that?
Yeah, Don. Like I'm so fascinated by this.
Because in order for him to make it work, and I fell into this too because I was 14 and
Right.
everything is romance and all that stuff. He was in love like he's never been in love before. He couldn't believe it. Oh, in the year we were together, he bought me a T-Bird. I couldn't drive. I was 14.
A T-Bird?
Yes, an old
Fucking
one, a
car?
cool car. He bought me jewelry.
Wait, and
Oh,
your mother's
yeah.
not like...
She didn't see it.
Okay.
It was just like it was parked there and he would go, that's
Okay,
yours.
tell me about the first... I have to know how it began. You went... did you go over there and he was like, hey, baby, but like...
No, he wasn't that way at all. I mean, he may have been a pervert. There's no way for me
Right.
to really look at it now.
Right.
He was weak as shit.
Right,
you
right,
know,
right.
But I was coming on to him and I was making him
Oh,
do
okay,
stuff.
so
And
you
I was like,
did
I want
it.
to have sex.
Not
the
that
first
you
time.
did it, that it's your fault. I'm saying you
No.
were
I was very
pursuing him.
aggressive
Okay.
because I wanted the attention of his wife.
Right.
Didn't realize what was going on there.
But
at
you
all.
didn't know
no
that.
Sense
Yeah,
of that.
yeah,
none.
then.
And then when I started to get his attention, that's fun. Right? I'm 14.
Right.
I'm making this guy do whatever I want and buy
right.
me stuff. What? Yeah, I loved it. And I wanted to have sex. I had wanted to have sex for a while, I thought, because I read about it. And I'm like, oh,
Right.
that's going to be great, you know? And so it was like probably midnight on a Saturday night or something. I'm sure my mom was probably working because she worked, like I said, 2-3 jobs my whole life.
Right.
She would be a hostess at what is now a Holiday Inn.
Right. And did your father
My dad
give
was
her
gone,
any
remember?
money? Nothing?
No. He was supposed to pay child support, and he was poor too. That's the
Right.
truth. So he missed it a lot.
Right.
So
And did you have a relationship with him at all?
I stopped going on visitation when I was like around 13. I thought he was
Why?
Because he's arrogant and he's just too much for me. He was
Right.
too much. I
And
didn't
did he
dig
have
him.
other kids by this time?
No. Oh yes. Wait. He had Holly, my half sister, when I was 8 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. Just one daughter. My dad can't toss a Y chromosome. That's
Right.
like I haven't.
Okay. So, so you're having this lurid affair, and
Exactly right.
And
And
no
I
one
dug it. I
knows.
thought it was exciting.
Well, of
Yeah.
course.
Woo!
But did your grades go down or anything?
No.
Oh, excellent. And no one notices, like,
No. In fact, I started to think it wasn't good, and I wasn't like not sure how it was. And I tried to tell my 9th grade teacher, who I was in love with, Lynn Rossi. And she cut me. She didn't want to hear whatever was going to come out of my mouth, and just kind of cut me off. And I was like, oh,
okay,
yeah.
I can't tell. So you didn't tell a fucking soul.
I didn't really have best
Right.
friends.
Not your sisters. Not.
Oh my
no.
God, my sisters would have narked on me in an eighth of a
Right.
second.
Right.
Because they were goody.
So you're harboring this fucking secret.
I was digging it though. I mean,
Right,
I'm
of
running
course.
around. I'm like, oh no, I left my glasses over there.
Right,
and things
right.
like that. You have to sneak back over.
right.
And, oh my God, I'm digging it.
Okay, so now let's go to the night when it's 2 a.m. You're 15 years old, and the police 14.
Oh, that one. No, 15
Yeah.
when they. Yeah.
And the police come to the door at 2 a.m. Are you?
That had all been planned. My mom found out.
Oh, how?
A neighbor, his wife found out, and everything. A handful of adults found out. And the way the police chose to handle it, the state cops, is they come and get me in the middle of the night. You're not allowed to. I guess I'm supposed to be like not planned.
Right. Wait, but did you know they found out, or you had no idea?
No, I didn't know
until...
what was going on.
Oh, all right.
And then I get to the police station, and they put me in a room with like 4 other male cops. I'm like, it's like 2 a.m, and I'm like,
Right.
what? And they're like, oh, did he rape you? Did it? And all of a sudden asking me all these questions, and I'm like, and I thought I was in a movie. I thought it
Right.
was Susan Hayward. I'm all going, is that what you want to hear? I'm serious. And I was like, do you want to hear the details? Is that what you want? And because I thought I had been reading porn for a long time. I thought I knew what they were up to.
Good imagination.
So exactly.
And you were a reader. Okay.
Correct.
So, okay.
So, yeah, I didn't help them. You know what I mean? Because they wanted to arrest him.
And
It is
who
illegal.
was in the room with you?
Just a bunch of cops.
No mother?
No. My mom wasn't there at the house when they came and picked me up. They had planned it, and I didn't know. I fell asleep, and my mom and my sisters went to my grandparents, and they
They left you in the house?
Well, for like 2 minutes. I mean, that all happened, and they came and got me.
Wait.
I have not been kind to my mom about it. Also,
Wait.
seriously?
She knew they were
That's
coming.
what they told her they were doing, and they told her this like
So
the night
she
before. The whole
left?
thing. I think my understanding of it is they came. My mom went out with my sisters, and they talked to the cops, and then they went to my grandparents and my.
because the cops probably
just
said go.
went, yep.
Okay. And so you're sitting in the room. Is this a school night?
Wow, that's a good question.
Thanks.
Probably not.
Okay.
I'm thinking.
Okay. And then you're in the room and you're thinking you're in a movie
I
of
was
like.
totally playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And were they assholes, the cops? Or
And because they didn't know what to do with the way I was answering. I think they thought I was going to be scared and
like, help me.
no,
Yeah.
whatever.
And you were
instead I was
Suzanne.
like, yeah.
Okay. And then how does that end?
I get taken back to the house around, like a couple hours later.
No one picks you up? Your mother doesn't come and pick you
No
up?
cops took me back. And then my mom's there, and of course, it's a
She's
huge
so not
family,
Jewish. My
freaking
mother,
nightmare. It's horrible.
My mother would have been in the room.
Oh, no,
Do not. I will take her. We're getting a lawyer. Blah blah blah. All right. So.
No, my mom was going, how could you do this?
Was the guy picked up too, or no?
Not that night.
Okay, so you get home and it's like family
He would be arrested
intervention
later.
Right. So that's family intervention. Like,
Basically.
how could you? Like, how
Yeah,
was that?
yeah.
Were they crying? Were they?
Oh, it was a horrible, like...
And your sisters
You've
too?
lost your... Yeah, it's just we were always really close and we
Right.
did everything. So my two sisters and my mom and myself. And my grandparents weren't there the first night. I know that because my grandfather, when he found out, got a gun and had to be stopped because he thought he was going to kill him.
Oh, that's your mother's parents.
Yeah, my papa was the shit.
This week's episode of It's Judy Show with Judy Gold is sponsored by BetterHelp. And if you know me, which I think you do because you're listening to my podcast right now, you know that I am a big advocate for therapy. I think it benefits everyone. I think there's so many people who need it, who don't partake. It is so important for your emotional health and well-being. Therapy is fantastic. It is in every stretch of the imagination. And if you're thinking of starting therapy, please do it. But please give BetterHelp a try. It is entirely online. It's designed to be convenient. It's flexible. It suits your schedule. You fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. I have switched therapists in my life. I've had many, many therapists, and sometimes it's not a great fit for you, but don't give up. Therapy is beneficial. You can learn about yourself, you can process, and just be emotionally healthy. I'm telling you, do it. BetterHelp is great because, when I used to schlep to my therapist's office, it was so annoying. You have to do it, and you sit there and you wait, and then I'm telling you, doing it online is fantastic. And BetterHelp is amazing. I know a lot of people have used it. So if you're thinking about therapy, go to BetterHelp.com. Let the gratitude flow. This is Gratitude Month, people. So you need to let the gratitude flow with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/JudyGold, JudyGold, today, and you will get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/JudyGold. You're welcome.
Did the whole neighborhood know? Like at that point, so you go to school the next week.
Oh, it's a town like scandal.
Did you hear about Suzanne Westenhoefer?
It was horrible. And if the kids were not hanging out with me before, now they were. I remember I had a friend named Ann Horn.
And she wasn't Jewish? That's a Jewy name. Go ahead.
Where Lancaster County has a bunch of those, and they're not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And she, her mom and dad told her that she could no longer be seen with me, and I was not welcome at their house. So we used to our friendship after that for like a year. It was like a sneak. We were lesbians or something.
Oh, right.
And we
You were
weren't,
sneaking.
but we were sneaking around to hang out and listen to records.
Oh God,
Isn't that sad?
Yeah. Okay, so you go to school, and does everyone treat you differently?
Oh my God.
Like your teachers?
Oh my God. Well, it was my fault. I was a whore. I mean,
They
my
blamed
God.
you?
Of course.
They blamed you.
Everyone did. My family did.
Okay, that is horrible.
It was don't you think it was the Times? A little bit. It was 1970.
They're still
75?
no, because you look at Bill Cosby and people are and you look now and they're like, oh, they shouldn't wear this and
Right,
the girl
exactly.
shouldn't wear
That's
this.
what I'm saying,
It's
so-
as if and then and the other thing is that fucking pisses me off. All these guys with yes, Me Too sometimes goes too far.
A little bit.
Okay,
But it's great. It's fantastic.
It is. It's amazing.
amazing.
But when there are people who are obviously
No, I get it.
but there's so many guy comics that, do jokes about me. Oh, I can't even look at a girl
Yeah.
now. It's like, no,
Yeah.
you don't, how do you
Why
not
don't you
know
just, like,
how to
freaking
behave?
grow up and
Yeah,
behave?
and behave. We're people.
Learn something.
We're not
What?
just objects. Okay. So how
They don't
long?
want to change, and that's
Right.
what they're crying now.
So how long does this
well, now it's forever because
piranha-ish?
then at the end of 9th grade, a boy passes me a note. And he, little blonde boy who looked almost like my twin, and he gives me a note and he says, the note actually said something like, "No one's allowed to talk to you or hang out with you, but I want to take you to the movies."
Oh, what was his name?
Christopher Lynch. He was adorable. He was so
Christopher. I
good.
just want to give a shout out to Christopher.
He's fantastic.
Hey, Christopher. Do you still keep in touch with him?
Not him. His wife found me on Facebook, and we're friendly.
Okay,
She's
so
sweet pie.
what's going on with the guy? Like, he's still free?
Nope. Okay, no. Remember, he got kicked out of church first,
Oh, God.
and then he went to jail for like a couple weeks or something, I think.
That's it?
Yeah. Because I don't think he even went to jail for it. I think he went to jail and they were prepping like to have some sort of thing, and then the charges got dropped. My mom dropped the charges because at the time there was something, if we charged him, I can't remember how this works. People were trying to get me and get my mom to put me into a bad kids.
Oh, yeah.
thing.
Yeah, reform school.
Yes.
That's what my mother used to threaten me with.
Right.
that all
And
the
I
time.
did not want to go for that in a big way. And my mom wanted me to. My dad wanted me to. Everybody wanted that.
You know what's so funny is that you're getting threatened to go to reform school because you're fucking the guy across the street who's 41. And I get threatened to go to reform school because I said fuck.
Oh.
Or I didn't clean my room, or I was disrespectful,
Jew, Gentile.
Okay. So you're not allowed to see.
Oh, no, I'm not allowed to see him. Yeah, it's terrible. And, it's a whole.
That
You
was
can
a
barely walk
sneeze.
on the street in the town. You okay?
Yeah.
The allergies here are crazy.
Yeah.
I was barely around. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
People
yeah.
were pointing. It was horrifying.
Okay. And then,
So the little boy passed me out.
yeah.
I go to the movies with him. We start being a couple.
Okay. But did you fuck on the first? No.
Not the first
Right.
date.
But yeah.
No, I mean, not then. I didn't
But
do
he
that.
knew you were loosey goosey.
But he had not
But
been.
he loved you. Did he
know.
like you, or he
Oh,
just
yeah,
wanted
no,
to-
he did. He really
Okay.
did. He thought I was, because of the way I spoke out in class.
Right.
He was very attracted to that.
Oh,
with
that's so
women.
unusual.
He was one of those kind of guys.
Okay.
He was pretty
And
cool.
how long did you date him?
The rest of my,
High school?
yeah, we broke up. We didn't break up because we were mad. We broke up because he wanted to go he was going to the Air Force. I was going
Right.
to college, and we were both just adult enough to know we weren't going to try to stay together.
Right. Right.
Right.
So,
But I got pregnant when I was 16 with him, like a year or so. And back when it was legal, I was able to have the abortion.
Right.
And I don't know if you remember that. I was 70.
wait, what? An
Just
abortion?
kidding. Yeah.
Oh.
I'll explain to you later. It's like you're
Wait.
terminating the pregnancy.
Oh, so like you get pregnant by mistake or something?
Correct.
And
It's not planned.
right.
And I'm
then-
16.
And you're 16 and
we're poor.
And you're poor and
Yeah.
Oh, so you make the decision for the
Right.
sake of yourself
I
and
know.
the baby.
And my family.
or
Everybody.
not, it's not even a baby for
No,
yourself
no,
and
it's-
yeah.
It's a zygote. But,
Because
I
it's
was
your life.
smart.
Yeah, and it's
Right.
your
And I
right
looked
to
at the
do
whole
what you
picture.
need to do.
Right. I looked at the whole picture.
Right, right.
And I thought, this child should be wanted. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
No, it was just a whole lot of
that's so
stuff.
interesting.
weird.
Oh God.
It's different.
Yeah.
I should write a book about it.
That's so weird. Like
I know.
you could do
I might be the only one.
Wow, and you could do it safely.
Yeah.
Like at a doctor's
Uh-huh.
and no
Oh,
judgment.
it was an actual. There was an actual clinic.
Oh.
It was called Planned Parenthood. It was
Oh,
up in
I heard-
Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah, I heard they also are primary caregivers
Yes.
to a lot of poor women.
Very much
Yeah,
so. And
or
a lot
under-
of girls who can go to get birth control and stuff when they can't because they're frightened because their parents will
Right.
be
And
mad
I
at them.
heard also
so they're actually
that-
trying to help you not get pregnant. Oddly
right,
enough.
right. And
Even
I
though
heard
they
that
will help you if you do. Isn't that crazy?
it's so crazy because as a lesbian, I don't need
Give a
birth
shit.
control, but I
Anymore?
have had
I
to
know.
take birth control
Well,
for
yeah.
medical
Oh,
reasons
okay.
in the past. So birth control is not only to
Oh, yeah.
yes, it's also used
So
for
there's a
medical.
hormone in it, isn't it?
Yeah, and so
No, I've forgotten.
Yeah,
So
and
sad.
it's so great, and they do other things
Right.
like they give you Pap smears, and they
That's where I
check
got my
your-
first Pap smear when I was in when you're in college. You have no money,
What?
right? I know.
Yeah.
So I went to Planned Parenthood each year for
Oh,
my
that's
Pap smear
great.
and
And you got
stuff.
checkups
Yeah.
and yeah.
That's when I
check
made
for-
other girls do it.
Yeah.
because they had never even been taught
and
that by their moms or anything.
yeah,
Right, it's
and
weird.
they're lovely people.
Oh,
They're-
yeah. Oh, I was treated. Yeah, it was very sweet.
Oh,
then I
that's
volunteered. I
great.
volunteered for that.
And that's
one
called
summer.
what?
Planned Parenthood.
That's a great name.
There's still a whole bunch of them.
Really?
I'm not kidding. I mean, they're not everywhere.
Right.
It's not easy to find.
Right.
There,
But
there are
I
states,
remember there
are
were
whole states, like I think it's Louisiana or Alabama. They don't even have one
yeah.
at all.
Yeah, that's
What?
so great. Yeah.
I know.
so weird.
And you keep thinking, I hope they get one. That seems weird. Are they that far behind?
Okay, so that's the end of that tirade. But okay, so the effect of your sluttiness at 14. Well, the effect of this
Is that I'm
affair-
the town whore. And I'm
And-
the town
but how
baby
does it-
killer. I'm the town whore baby killer.
Oh, they knew about the abortion?
Because when I had it, of course, my sisters had to know. I mean, because you don't just bounce back, right? I mean, you have a day or two of quiet,
Right.
don't move around. And my mom went with me. My mom and my aunt, they
Oh,
went with me and
thank
stuff.
you.
And they were completely against it, but they went with me because
Right.
it was my choice.
Right. Oh, that's so weird. So you made a decision about your own body.
And I was 16. It was a different time.
Right. Duh. Okay.
And but my older sister was starting to become a little bit crazy with the religion and stuff. And so she told the woman who worked at the market that she worked at. And so now I'm the home wrecking, baby killer, Lolita.
So, and this is really fascinating. But now, was your mother also shunned because she was the mother of?
She had already been shunned because she didn't have a husband.
Right. But then I'm saying, did it get
So I don't
worse?
think it. Yeah, I don't think it got particularly worse because the kind of women that she was by that time was talking to were like the divorced woman who moved into town last year. You know what I mean? They were being shunned too. They had their own little club.
Okay. So so basically your childhood and formative years were filled with negative attention.
Correct. I never really. Oh yeah, I was like in. Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I went to court and stuff.
Right. You
Oh my God.
you got a lot of attention, but it was not for the
Some
right.
of it was pretty well, but I also.
But then you
I also
did
did plays and stuff.
Right. So there was some way that you knew that you could get attention for other things.
Yes. Oh,
You know.
yes, absolutely.
Okay. So then you graduate high school. And you go to college. Now, did your sisters go to college?
My oldest sister went to college.
The one whose religion?
Yeah, super.
Where'd she go?
Millersville State and then York State. She got 2 little degrees and something. She's a good student, but she's very, when you meet her, it's like she's a little 6-year-old girl. It's bizarre.
Oh, really?
62 years old. She's never had sex with anybody.
What the fuck?
She's never dated.
Do you think she's a lesbo?
My mom does.
Oh.
But my mom wants to be batting 1,000 because my
Right.
other sister's a leslie.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Your other sister's a lesbian?
Yeah.
Okay. It is so genetic. Is your other sister like...
She's a virgin. She's never had. It's the weird.
Wait,
my other
both
sisters,
sisters? Or
I'm
just
sorry.
the older?
No, my lesbian sister is a stereotype.
she's like, hey, how you
No,
doing?
she's a femme stereotype in that
okay.
she didn't ever like boys, and she had one special girlfriend all through high school, and would cry when she would go on dates. When that girl would go on dates.
Oh,
and stuff
that's
like
the
that.
fun part of being a lesbian,
Right.
when you're the experiment for the straights,
Right.
Yeah.
And she didn't. Yeah. And so and she was super shy. She didn't speak.
Right.
And she was tall.
Oh,
That's right. Because
How
I think
tall?
she's nearly 6 feet tall.
Oh, wow. And so now where is she?
She lives in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, with her partner of 24 years.
Wow, that's good. Okay, so you graduate, you go to I have it here somewhere.
Oh, you don't. Who gives a crap about
Clarion
University of
Say
Pennsylvania?
I wrote it down. Clarion University.
Of all things.
And do you get a scholarship or do you have
I
to
did
work?
not. No, I had to work. I got Pell Grants, BEOG grants. I don't know if you remember all that stuff for
Yeah,
poor
yeah,
kids. And I did get one scholarship for grammar that my high school.
that's
That
good.
the lesbian teacher from years and years and years ago before left at our high school for like 100,000.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's great.
Miss Groft, the Miss Groft Grammar Scholarship.
Oh, I love that.
I know. Funny.
And do you live at Clarion?
Oh yeah.
So
I wanted
you're
to be
full
away.
and you're basically starting anew.
At 18 years old.
No one knows anything about.
Not a thing.
All right.
I'm 5 hours away from my hometown. I went all the way up in the northeast
Awesome.
corner of.
And
Northwest corner.
have you ever, since the arrest and all that, did you ever speak to Don or Alice again?
Yes. Alice limited, I'm going to say, because she loved the attention then of being the woman whose husband fucked around with that girl.
Right.
Oh. And so she played
'cause
into
she
that
was
for the rest of
victim,
her
'cause
life.
she was victim.
And she just loved it. He, I would see him, I think my senior year in high school, I remember once I saw him go into the armory or something, right? And so I ran over there and I just how are you doing? You know, what's going on? And everything, and he was so scared to speak to me that it made me feel badly.
Oh,
you know
how
what I
old
mean?
was he?
Well, then now he's 46. I'm thinking, right? 47. Now I'm a senior in high school.
Right. Okay. So you're living there, and you're starting
And we
new.
couldn't afford to go to, what do you call that, orientation. So the night my mom drove me up and left me at college, bye, because you can't stay in a hotel.
Right,
We don't have any
right.
money. And so I'm literally at school the first day of classes, basically going, ta-da,
Right.
I'm brand new, I'm 18.
That's awesome.
It was fun.
Okay, so and
Nobody
then,
knew anything about me.
Right.
Oh, but then I may have ruined that.
how?
About the first week of school, I lived in the all-girls dorm. My
Right.
mom thought that would be better.
Oh, that's
I'm not
great.
making that up when I was filling out stuff. She said, I
Right.
think you should live in the all-girls dorm.
I lived in the co-ed dorm.
Like as if that was going to help.
right.
Because she already saw what I was obviously not
Right.
good with boys.
Right.
And so they said a man on the administration came over and spoke to all of us one night about a week into school about make sure that you go to events. Like, don't just go to your classes and go to parties. And he had this whole speech about we bring concerts, we bring plays, we bring
Right, right,
speakers.
right.
Anyway, and that was his gig because he was in charge of that, right? And he said there's even a dance tonight where they're very excited about having the freshmen. On purpose. It's for you guys,
Right.
you know? So a couple hours later, I go to that dance and I see him there and I walk around and the guys aren't talking to the girls. It was
Right.
just like it was in high school. And I had a terrible reputation already. So I danced with black kids
Right.
when I was at the dances because the boys wouldn't dance. And so I'm looking around, nobody's going to dance. I love
Right.
dancing. And I'm like, ugh. And I start to circle out and he's standing by the door and I go, so thank God you got us to come over here so the boys could ignore us when we're in
Right.
college or something. And he goes, oh man, and I'm making him laugh and he goes, well, I got to go. So I'm walking with him and we're walking back and he has a apartment hooked up to the all men's dorm
Right.
or whatever. And so I talk myself into his house and I have sex with him that night. I just thought.
I see a pattern, a pattern, a pattern,
And he-
a pattern, a pattern. Yeah.
He was 31. I was 18.
Okay. Well, that's
Better.
right.
He was not married. He was divorced. He had just left his
Right.
his wife had
And
just
how
left
did
him.
people find this out?
He obviously didn't want. We're not allowed to be seeing each other in any way. But I'm sneaking over there and all that other stuff, and I think we got careless, and somebody
Okay.
found out.
And then did anyone get in trouble?
No, thankfully, because it's not. I was 18, so
Right,
it's not
right, right.
illegal. It's
I
just
mean,
frowned
now it
upon
would
because
be,
you can't.
yeah.
You shouldn't work in the administration a day student, right?
Okay. So how do you do in college? And what?
I was getting a Bachelor of Fine Arts in acting.
Okay.
I don't do great in college. When I was in high school, the teachers they seemed to care about you and you cared about them and you wanted to impress them too. There was a
Right,
whole thing.
yeah.
It's very different.
But now it's a big,
And when you're when you're in college,
It's
they
more
don't even care.
self-motivation,
Yeah,
yes.
exactly. And I didn't have that for school. I knew stuff.
Right.
I had it for theater.
Right. Yeah, of course. Because
So
that's
I was barely showing up for.
Right,
I mean,
for
I was
the
showing
other
up,
shit,
but you know what I
but
mean. I
yeah.
wasn't really. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't.
I mean,
didn't do well. Didn't do well
I
at
went
all.
in as a communications major,
yeah.
and then I ended up being a music major because I really was just like, I don't care about
Right.
this shit.
I
love
didn't care
music.
enough,
Yeah,
and
I
should-
want to learn about music.
I wouldn't have even gone. I would have gone right to New York at 18, got an
Right.
apartment, and tried to be a star.
Right. So you knew you wanted to perform, but you didn't
And
know
that's
in
what
what
I knew I was going to do
capacity.
that as soon as I got through college.
Right. See, I knew I wanted to perform.
Perform, yeah.
But I didn't know in what capacity until someone said, and I
well,
love
yeah,
stand up.
no,
Like
I
I
didn't know I
love
was gonna
stand
become
up.
a stand-up
But
either.
someone dared me to do it when
That's
I was
what happened
17
to
or
me.
18 years
Oh,
old.
Well, I was almost 30, but
Yeah.
that's exactly what happened to me. Where I
Yeah.
got dared.
So you
Well, then why'd you prove? You know
yeah.
what I mean? I'm like,
so
all right,
you're working. You graduate. You get a degree.
I did not. Well, no, because the last summer I do theater and the classes, and I don't do great in the classes, but I do them. I take them, whatever, get the credit. But then Reagan gets elected, and he stops the BEOG grants, and so I have a bill for like, I'm not making this up, I still remember it because of other events. It was like $849, and that might as well have been $10,000.
Right.
And I went, and they were like, you can't graduate, and we can't give you your thing until you pay this bill. And I'm like, bye.
But you
See
had
ya.
graduated.
No, I didn't officially graduate then.
Right. I mean, you didn't get a diploma, but
No,
you had you had all the credits.
I did the things. Well,
Right.
no, I didn't get those credits because if you can't pay your bill at the end, they don't even give you, like, they know I took those classes.
Right.
But
I'm
it doesn't
saying
matter.
you had
I did
passed
it.
everything.
Oh yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
It just didn't count.
Thank you, Ronnie.
I know.
Thank you,
He's been
Ronald.
so useful.
Thank you. You were very good in the AIDS crisis as well. Thank
Oh
you,
my God, that was
Ronald
his best-
Reagan.
That was his best stuff.
Yeah, he's really good.
Don't forget to tune in next week to Just Kill Me Now.
Let's just kill me.
Oh. Don't forget to turn for part 2 on Just Kill Me.
No, it's not. It's
Just Kill Me.
No.
Judy Gold's Just Kill Me.
Just.
Just Kill Me Now.